Hello, my name's Linda. I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. I'm making a card today. I'm using Snailed It. This is a new stamp set that's available from Stampin' Up 2021, January 2021, and it comes with dies which are really cute. And also you get some designer series paper, really nice, really bright. We're going to be using this one today. And obviously they're all double-sided. So I've actually stamped and die cut this snail here. You can actually die cut from the paper as well. Can't find the snail now. So you can die cut this one and this one. So if you haven't got time to do any colouring, you can do a little bit of die cutting instead. I'm going to start with my card base. I'm using Flirty Flamingo. I've cut this, so this was an A4 piece of paper. I've cut it in half at about 14.9 and centimetres that is, and now I'm going to score at 10.5 centimetres. I've just realised I'm not wearing my glasses, and that's just going to be our card base. I have some of the DSP here. This is the Neutrals 6x6 pack of DSP, and you get 48 sheets, and I'm going to stick that to the front of the card. So this should be, the DSP should be cut at 10.5 by 14.9. I can see that mine is slightly out. I'm going to put this to one side. I can see I've not actually made mine big enough, and I've got a little bit of Flirty Flamingo there, which I'm actually going to just chop that off before I put the card together. So these are some of the pieces we're going to be using. I have fussy cut the large mushroom and a small mushroom from the designer series paper. I've already, as I said, stamped and coloured my little snail in. I've used Flirty Flamingo and Bermuda Bay with a little bit of Daffodil Delight, which all goes with this. And I've also used one of the Stitched So Sweetly dies, and I'm going to be building up our picture on here. But before we do that, we're going to do a little bit of blending. So I'll just put a piece of paper on my desk there just to protect it, and I have a piece of, this is actually a really large post-it note, and it's got a little bit sticky at the bottom, and I've cut that out, and I want to stick that on here, and I want to cut just a little hill. So just using my scissors on the sticky bit, I'm just cutting a hill shape, which I'm going to put at the bottom of the layer. I just need to make sure, because I want my snail to be sitting on top of my toadstool, so I want my grass to be about here. So I'm going to stick that there. So I want to have grass at the bottom and the sky at the top. Actually, just get this straighter. Okay, happier with that. I'm going to be using Seaside Spray on my sky, and I just have a mount that I'm going to push in just to get some ink on there, and then I have one of these makeup brushes. I'm going to blend my sky. So Stampin' Up do have some blending brushes coming out in their new mini catalogue. So I'm just going over my hill. If you don't have anything sticky, this isn't very sticky, you can just use a piece of copier paper. So I'm not pushing too hard, just blending, blending, blending. So loading your brush up, so when you load your brush up, don't go straight into the card, start off of the card, off of the paper. So I'm going right to the top of my die cut. And I'm making it slightly darker at the bottom near the grass. I'm going to the edges, but I'm trying to leave some of it white as well, some of the edges white. It's quite subtle, so when we take that away we can see where we've been. So then I've got the other piece that we cut out, and I'm going to layer this on top of the sky. I don't think it's going to be perfect, but I'm not too worried. I'm using Granny Apple Green this time. And we're doing the same, but we're going down the bottom. As you can see, this one is not very sticky at the end here, so I'm going to have to hold that down. And there we go. So we've got a sort of sky situation there with a bit of grass. I'm just going to go over, because I can see that's not, I've got a bit of a halo line there. Just going to gently go over with my blue. Try and blend it in a tiny bit. And so my snail, so I'm going to be having my mushroom here. Just making sure I'm still in camera. And my snail here. So you don't have to do this if you're not quite as fussy as me, but when I put my snail up here I can see that the background is quite white. So to help with that situation, I've stamped my small snail on a piece of post-it, and then I've fussy cut around his eyes, and I'm just going to stick this onto my snail. And then I've stuck this on. I had to go and find my glasses because I couldn't see what I was doing. And then with the blue brush, I'm just gently going over. And that's just going to give the background a tiny bit of colour. So in this die set, you get this really cute die. And this makes a mini envelope. So I've die cut it in Bermuda Bay, and I'm just going to fold and burnish on all the score lines. Like so, and you can fold that as well, and I'm going to stick this down. I'm not going to fold the top bit because I actually want to have something like a little letter coming out. I've put a bit too much glue on there. And then you will need to hold this down for a few seconds because it's quite hard to stick down. And there we go. And make sure you can still get inside your envelope. Okay, and now I can start building my picture up. I've just put some Tombow in the back of my mushroom. I'm going to place that in the middle. And then I'm going to put my little snail on the top. I just used some dimensionals to pop him up on the top of the mushroom. This would look great if you had little googly eyes as well, they could go on top of them. And then I've got another mushroom that I've fussy cut that I'm going to stick down the bottom. And then I'm going to pop this onto the front of the card base that we made earlier. Just using some wet glue. I'm leaving a bit of a gap down the bottom there. Another one of the dies that comes with this set is like it's a stitched. If you can see, I've already die cut this in Whisper White. It's stitched rectangle, and it looks a bit like a letter. I've already stamped "You've Got Mail" on it, and I want to pop that in my envelope, and I'm going to pop that down the bottom here. So I'm actually going to glue my message in. So I want it to be popping out of the envelope. I'm just going to add a couple of dimensionals to the back of my envelope and pop that down the bottom corner of the card. Quite a nice little card there. I'm quite pleased with that one. You would have to put something inside, so I would put a piece of Whisper White cardstock in there to write your message on. And of course your message could be anything then. You've got mail on the front, it could be a thank you card, it could be a birthday card, whatever you wanted it to be. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you do not have a demonstrator in the UK already and you would like a catalogue, a copy of the new mini catalogue, please get in touch with me. I have a Facebook, Stampin' by the Beach Facebook, as well as if you leave messages in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye.